Okay, look, I know tracking sucks. I get it. I don't like it either, but there's a reason we are still where we are. And if you haven't heard this before, I'll say it now. To get somewhere you've never been, you need to do something you've never done. Today, we're building feedback loops. You don't have to be so serious all the time. Okay, what's a feedback loop? Yesterday, we talked about cues and actions. Well, this is where we take those and we actually record what's happening. Okay, we write it down, we cross it out, we color it in, whatever it takes. Because that visible mark, that visible check, that visible color is the secret sauce. We're gonna walk through how this whole thing has evolved since day one. We set the baseline. Basically found out, where does the system break? We're not setting ourselves up for failure. We are setting ourselves up for reality. Going into something, assuming you're going to hit it 100% the first try, is why we are not consistent. So going in with the idea of, okay, this is what I want to do. Let's test where it breaks first, so I know moving forward, I don't have to be let down. I don't have to be devastated. This system is going to have flaws, and that is okay. This is how we get better. This is how we make progress. That was day one. Day two, environmental design. I cleaned up my desk. I cleaned up my space. I cleaned up my mind. Where can you declutter to bring clarity? That was day two. Build your environment to be more open and receptive to consistency. Day three, we shrunk it down. We made it so small, it was laughable. The gym for 20 minutes. Time blocks from an hour to 10. And make sure to make it fun. Something you enjoy. That is why we don't stick with most of the things, is because they're not fun. And if we need to do them, we need to make a way to make them fun. This day, we also learned a little bit of the behind the scenes, that reality isn't always what we show on the internet. Remember, this isn't you versus the world. This is you versus you yesterday. And day four, we finished out with cues and responses. This was having a cue or a trigger. We talked about the shower. We talked about setting the bag down on the table or on the chair. And that creates a response. What cue response are you trying to build towards? Mine is have a more structured day. The cue of setting my bag on the chair turned into me printing out my daily planners. Which brings us to where we are now. The feedback loop. We need something to keep us going forward even when motivation fails. We need to have this constant reminder, but all of these papers are starting to clutter my space. So that is how I changed these into... All right, I'm realizing now I can't do this sweet transition with a snap of my fingers when I'm holding all the papers and the microphone. Let's just pretend that worked out much better than it's going to, and in my head, to this. Amazing, great transition, Jordan, that was so cool. What is in front of me? This is my daily cue action feedback tracker. You know, best name in the world. What is it? Use this sheet. And I'm going to have this as a printable version for you. All right. This is a cool thing. Use this sheet to reference your new cue, setting the bag down, reset time blocks, things like that. And then your action habit. So we've got 4 columns. We've got date, cue and trigger, desired action, and completed, color it in. Every time your cue happens, like I set my bag down, you have your response, print out my daily schedule. Then I get to color it in a nice shade of green. Those of you watching on film, you can see that looks like Christmas right now. I've got some red in there. I'm hitting about 50% for the 4 items that I've started to track between yesterday and today. And that's okay. It is a work in progress, but this visual tells me how I'm doing and can keep me on track much better than scattered papers all over my desk or just trying to remember. The first reset block, I said I was going to close out of my email. I didn't do it. This is a hard habit for me to break, but I've never tried. I think this will help with these visual cues. Next, going down the line, we have set the bag down, print out the schedule. Boom, did that. Okay, same thing, set the bag down, print out the schedule. Didn't do that. This one was a little bit of a, I could have marked it green. The reason I didn't is because I printed that schedule out yesterday. I didn't have to print it out today, but because that cue happened and it did not create the response that I ultimately wanted to do, I marked it red. I'm just following the system. All right, the next one, reset that time block again. I hit that 15-minute reset, and you know what? I did close out of email today. I was able to take that distraction away and get some other priorities done, and it felt really, really good to do that. I think this is where we're going to leave it today. This is going to be super short and sweet. We've kind of hit you with a lot of science stuff yesterday. This is the ethereal we. I don't know why I keep saying that. This is just me. I hit you with a lot of science and stuff yesterday when it came to the cue, the response, the habit, the loop, the reward, all of that. These episodes work in tandem. So if you are just tuning into this, make sure to check out yesterday's episode or the last episode right before this to get a better idea of where we are at in this experiment. And I think that'll transition really well to this one when we are taking those cues, turning them into actions, and then actually tracking them, writing them down. And then the visual is the biggest key. Don't just leave this in your head. This is not something that, oh yeah, right, I should be doing this. I'm gonna go do it, and then completely fall off the rails. Keep yourself accountable with something in your visual field, like a tracker. Again, I will have a link to the PDF, Google Drive, Google Sheets, whatever you want. It will be in there. You can use it, make it your own, do your own. It does not have to be complicated. It actually is better if it's not. This is literally 4 columns: date, cue, trigger, desired action, completed yes or no. Keep it simple, start small, and you will make progress. That I can guarantee. Tommy boy, you want me to bleep in a box and mark it guarantee? I can do that for you. That's a second Tommy boy reference this week. All right, that's a good way to leave it. 2 Tommy boy references. Okay, I think we are good. No, I know we're good. You got this. I got this. The ethereal, we got this. Let's freaking win today, people. I'm jazzed. I'm ready to go teach some seniors in high school about how to recycle, and I'm gonna have a grand old time. Happy Friday, and I will catch you in the next episode. Peace out.